It's time for Off the Air Live. And here's your host, Cody O'Connor.
Hey, top of the hour to you. Welcome to the show. It is Off the Air Live. It is the Thursday edition of the show. The thing that you hear every Thursday and Saturday night at 10 p.m. on LRN.FM, on TalkSuperstation.com, and also at OffTheAirLive.com with the video feed. Phone lines are open tonight at 774-314-7067. You can call in at Off the Air Live with the whole Skype thing as well. A lot of stuff going on, you know. Philip Seymour Hoffman, dead. We've got yoga mat material in our Subway sandwiches. Both things we'll get to later in the show. The Super Bowl happened, and then a 9/11 truther decided to hijack the microphone and let everybody know that 9/11 was the government. So that was another thing that happened we'll get to. But before we do any of that, I think it makes more sense to start where we really, really need to start. At creation. No, just kidding. We'll leave that to nobody. I say let's start at what I like to call the dumb Yahoo story of the week. This is where I'm disappointed with humanity and then I just contemplate, well, maybe Hoffman had the right idea. I'm just saying. Sometimes when I laugh that hysterically, people wonder how serious I really am about this stuff. I went on yahoo.com today. I don't know why. It's because it's my homepage. I don't like the website. I just go to the website every time I go online. And the headline, you know, because the Olympics started. So everything's about the Olympics. And a lot of what it is people like laughing about Russia and the toilets being shitty, which, you know, to me, it's like that's an easy joke. Now, what I found hilarious and dumb at the same time, like I find things funny because I'm palm facing for humanity. I'm laughing because we're dead as people. I saw a headline about the Olympics, and this is what it said. It goes, how U.S. flag bearer Todd Lodwick could break the law at opening ceremony. And I go, well, this caught my attention. I do love a good law breaking. Well, what is the law? Ladies and gentlemen, Todd Lodwick may be breaking a law called the flag dipping law. Now, listen, I've dipped some things into other things before, which may be legally ambiguous, but I never really thought that it was illegal to dip a flag. I don't know. Let's read some of this story and then figure this shit out, though. When United States flag bearer Todd Lodwick rounds the track at the Fisht Olympic Stadium on Friday and passes the section of the stand where Russian President Vladimir Putin is situated, he'll be just inches away from potentially breaking the law. Because if Lodwick decides to copy many other nations and follow the typical Olympic protocol of dipping the flag to Putin or any other watching head of state as a sign of respect, he would be in direct conflict with a genuine, LOL, but little-known U.S. federal law. The United States Flag Code continued in Chapter 1, Title 4 of the United States Code. Because what would we be without the United States Code? Well, it forbids the stars and stripes to be dipped to any person or thing, except for the rare situation involving naval vessels. Now, I want to bring us all the way back to the beginning of where we went off track to the point where we got here, to the point where we got as a species of these evolved monkeys that think we're so smart. And yet the most important thing we should do is instead of passing laws where, I don't know, like people who shoot people going to jail. We did do that, which is cool, but we also passed stupid laws where it's like, if you dip a flag in a way, when you go there with the other bad people too. It doesn't make sense. It's just, but it's the law, and the law is always right. Well, the reason why this was shitty from the get-go, here's what happened. One day, there was a chimpanzee, and maybe a couple of them, I don't know the deal. And their brains got a little bit bigger. And then they had a thought, and the thought was, I'm better than all these other animals. And then it went downhill really quickly from after there. So the next thing that happened is these chimpanzees, because they thought they were a kingdom within a kingdom, right? They decided we're above the animal kingdom now, so let's create little monkey countries. So they would get together, and there would be a monkey leader of a monkey country. And the way the monkey leader of the monkey country derived his power would be through monkey force. And the other cool thing he would do is have the most amount of the play paper money that he would steal from other monkeys and then just call taxes. And this whole country thing would operate as a way to segregate all of the species into different little geographical locations so they can hate each other and go to war. Meanwhile, there's an excess of this play paper money that, there's a little bit left over. They're stealing it all from these monkeys, and they go, oh, we've got some extra play paper money, didn't spend it all on the war with the other countries led by monkeys. So why not put together a game? We'll call it the Olympics, and we'll treat it as something that's more important than curing cancer. That's right. And that's where we are there. Yes, okay, but there's a problem, though. If we've got a game with competing monkeys from monkey countries, how are we going to know which monkey to root for? How are we going to know which one? Because it has to be the one from the place that I live the closest to. That would make the most sense. I've got it. We need flags. We need flags. So what did these monkey people do? But they decided to come up with a representation of their little monkey kingdoms. They got together and they created cute little designs, and they called them flags. Cute little designs that mean everything. They represent all of the things about the monkey country. Okay? And then the cool thing that they did to this piece of fabric, right? This piece of fabric that they gave value to, they decided what we should do is create something called a law. And that's what we do, is when we scribble on a bunch of pieces of paper, and what we should do is we should make scribbles that say, if the fabric is dipped in front of something that's not a naval vessel, then that person should go to monkey jail. And what monkey jail is when we send bad monkeys who break laws that are scribbled down on pieces of paper into a cage alongside of other monkeys who did the crime of smoking a plant that grew out of the ground and it made them a little bit hazy for a while. And that's the world that we live in. Okay, and we're the species that are so egotistical that we actually think that we were created in God's image. Are you kidding me? If God was a dude, here's what would happen, okay? He'd be like a day and a half into creating the universe, and then he'd just look at porn the rest of the days, and then the universe would never be made. He'd be going, it's too much work. I'll just jack off. That's what God would do if God was just a dude. So that is a dumb thing for somebody to think and then write down in a book. I'm sorry. That's just part of the ridiculousness. I think it's crazy in general that the Olympics even exist. I think we have enough games. And I'm convinced, by the way, that there's so many things going on right now in the month of February, because February is the shittiest month of the year, and we need televised reasons not to commit suicide. Hear me out. So imagine if there was no new TV shows to look forward to, no Super Bowl, no Grammys, no State of the Union, no Olympics. Imagine we would have to face ourselves. We would be sitting at home in a cold house, looking out into this dark, cold, just blizzardy, disgusting environment. And then we would look at ourselves and we would go, what is fun? It's this thing, but I'm not having it. What is happiness? It's not out there. It's not in the snow. It's cold and shitty and I don't like it. But TV, that is our savior. That is our true happiness. And then we just overdose from heroin. Clearly, we don't have it all figured out. More coming up.